And good morning and welcome to the VSA Capital 5-Minute Morning Miner on Thursday, October the 14th. Yes, folks, we're getting close to the end of the week. I think we need it. It's been another busy week. It's always a busy week. How are you this morning, Paul?
Busy, busy, busy. Yeah, with all the one-to-one America's meetings I'm taking here this week. So, yep.
Yeah. Any outstanding companies you've spoken to yet?
Nothing that is new to me anyway that I've been speaking to so far, but I've got my fingers crossed.
Well, I'm also getting myself very ready for the Beijing conference that we're doing as the Shanghai Mining Club and mining in Dubbo, which is coming up next week. It's going to be some early morning starts for me, Paul. But there we go. That doesn't bother me really. Let's get cracking today. I think it's sort of itsy bitsy a bit today, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. What would you point out today?
Oh, I think the Kenmare Q3s would be a good place to start. They had an 87% increase on production over the third quarter of last year, and this is the first quarter where they've been able to bring up the nameplate capacity with the Pilivili deposits now producing according to plan. They're up to 1.2 million tons annually of ilmenite production here. Good news on that behalf, therefore. They also had an improved lost time injury frequency rate that was reduced by a good 70% or so. Primary zircon production was also up by 44% to over 15,000 tons. And they have said that they are willing to maintain guidance for the full year as far as what they had put out in numbers. So it's nice to see they haven't had any particular hiccups with bringing this Pilivili deposit because they had to move the wet plant from the prior deposit, which was mined out, in order to get it there in the last 2 years. So good to see.
I mean, the zircon price has been going up and up and up. I mean, how do you feel about that? Is there further room to go up, or could we see prices just softening slightly? What's any feel?
Well, if there's no further interruptions, I think the prices would soften a little bit here. But the issue is the logistics around the world here at this point. So any kind of hiccups to deliveries and that sort of thing are causing the spot market rates and pricing for things which are sold in spot and contract to contract, like zircon and minerals. They can go out of sight in a hurry, as it were.
Yeah, but I mean, that's my worry. As the world gets back to normal and supply chains get back to normal, okay, maybe not till the middle of next year, you could see a softening of that price.
Yes, I think if there is a softening, if things really stabilize, I think it would be faster than that, from the first quarter next year, I would think.
On another commodity, though, which I see a lot of what I would describe as top traders are tipping the copper price to go for a mega run. It's obviously had a good run in the last 12, 18 months, but it's still not going through sort of necessarily what I describe as mega record highs from where it was back in sort of 2012 and 2006-07. How do you feel about that, Paul?
Oh, I've seen forecasts by various parties out there would like to see it run to $9, $10 a pound, something like that. And I think that would be counterproductive for the industry per se. It'd be great for metal traders, but counterproductive for the industry overall because of the speculative money essentially causing people to be irrationally exuberant about it. But I would like to see the price break through the 470 level that we had gotten to before, and I'd like to see it sooner here to demonstrate that there is essentially a firm underpinning to get money into projects to get them developed. So I'm not nearly as bullish as many say, but I think if we get into the $5 range, that would be helpful.
Okay, so we're back to news. Anglo Pacific today, they sold off their thermal coal project. What was it called? I forgot what it was called now. But anyway, for about $36 million, didn't they? What was that one, Paul?
Yes, this is the Narrabri South royalty that they had with Whitehaven Coal. It's not the primary one that they own with Rio Tinto. This is a follow-on one that they had purchased some years back, and this particular deal looks good for Anglo-Pacific in that they're able to monetize it here with both cash up, about 2/3 cash up front and another third in contingent follow-on payments here. And it's just part of their strategy that they've management has expressed for a little while that they would prefer to diminish the influence of fossil fuels on their portfolio as they move more and more into battery metals.
I mean, it is good for Anglo, and the stock's being marked up 3p today, and we like Anglo at the moment. I think it's going to have a very good run for the next 6 months before Julian leaves. But I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they paid $65 million for this royalty back in 2015. So they now sold it for 36. They've had, I think, about $36 million of royalty revenue from it. So actually, they're getting out pretty much sort of net even after 6 years of ownership, which isn't that great, really, is it?
Well, it depends on whether you like the glass half full or half empty. It being a coal asset, the risk is that it becomes more and more as a stranded pricing as far as an asset is concerned, with the more and more parties that would have bought this project royalty back in 2015 no longer considering fossil fuels at all in portfolio. So I think they've come out all right on this.
Well, I think, I like my glass full, not half empty or half full. I just like it full. When I get it, when I finish with it, I like it empty.
Okay.
Right. Anything else you want to mention today?
Just to say that AIM quoted Ariana Resources, which is the Cyprus explorer, but has the revenues coming in from its Turkish gold silver operation at Kızıltepe. They have received their environmental approval for the Tavşan deposits in western Turkey. That is a separate deposit from the Kızıltepe mine. It's about 30 kilometers roughly or so away, and it's jasperoidal surface gold mineralization. So it'll be open pit mineralization to mine. Not particularly big in that regard, but it is big enough at current gold prices to make them some money. So good to see there.
Okay, on that note, I think we'll call it a day because we had quite a lot of just discussion from us. So very good, Paul. We'll speak again tomorrow, which will be the end of the week.
See you then.